I love that sizzling sound. It's just music to my ears. I know you're salivating over there and I'm the one enjoying it, but trust me, if you follow this recipe, you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Today we're making chile colorado, also known as chile con carne. Basically, it's made up of two primary ingredients. One of them is beef. Today we're using chuck-eye. The other one is a chili sauce, and we're using New Mexico chilies today. I like to use chuck-eye because it cooks a little bit quicker and it's very, very tender meat. Traditionally here in Texas, we use guajillo, but today I have New Mexico chili. I want to see what all the hype is about New Mexico chili, so I got me some. I'm going to be using about 1/4 of an onion, 3 garlic cloves, 1/2 teaspoon of Mexican oregano, 2 bay leaves, and it's not always real traditional to use tomato and tomato sauce in chile colorado, but I love the flavor that it gives my chili. So I'm going to use 1 Roma tomato and a little bit of tomato sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cube up this meat right here, and I'm using 2 pounds of chuck-eye. Probably more like 2 1/4. I'm just gonna get rid of some of the fat here, cut it off from some of this connective tissue here that's in between the little parts of the steak. And I like them about 1 inch in size approximately. You can make them a little bigger or a little bit smaller. The choice is really yours. And they don't have to be exactly perfectly sized. So the next thing I'm gonna do is de-seed all these chili pods. You can split them by hand or you can use a little knife. Me, I like to use a little knife. It just makes the job a lot quicker. They're not a very hot chili, so you're not gonna be burning your mouth with these. So you don't really have to take the veins out, but you can if you want to. And I'm gonna put these in here. We're gonna rinse them in just a moment, and then we're gonna let them boil for about 10-15 minutes. You can actually toast these on a griddle or in a pan. We're not doing that today, but just another thing you can do if you want. You know, if a little seed sneaks in there, here and there, it's not the end of the world. It's quite all right, don't worry about it. We're gonna strain this sauce anyway, just to get any little bit of chili flakes and stuff like the stem that gets in there out of my chile colorado. All right, we're gonna get this on here. All we're trying to do is soften up the chili pods. I'm gonna be using about 1/4 of an onion in the chili sauce here. And so you want this to lightly boil, or we can call it a simmer, for about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, friends, it's been 15 minutes. You can see our chili pods are really soft and they're ready to go to the blender. We've got an onion in there, and we also have our 3 garlic cloves in there as well. We're gonna turn this off, let it cool off for about 5 or 6 minutes, then we're gonna go straight to the blender, so we'll be right back. All right, so let's get our chili pods into the blender now, and we have our garlics in there and the onion. All right, now we're gonna need a little bit of the water that we boiled the chili pods in, so we're gonna add some of that in here. Give it a little pulse. I wanna get my 2 teaspoons of salt, pepper, garlic in here. I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of comino. You guys might know it as cumin or cumin, depends on which rancho you're from. You wanna give it a nice long blend, about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much you have in there and how much liquid. Right now it still looks a little bit thick. I'm gonna add a little bit more water in here. Remember, we're gonna strain it so it doesn't have to be super thick. All right, we're good. All right, let's check the texture one more time. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. That'll go through the strainer a little bit better that way. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. And we're gonna use our spoon. You wanna push this through just like that. Beautiful red color coming through. It has an excellent aroma. It smells really delicious. And this is a tedious process. It takes a little while, but the results are definitely worth it. Look at all this pasty stuff. This is the skin, and you can see there couple of seeds. So you want to get all that out of your chili sauce. All right, friends, we're cooking some delicious chili con carne, but before we move on today, I just want to take a quick moment to talk about the pans I'm using today and about today's sponsor, Maiden. Now, in my house, we all love cooking. I love to cook, Terry loves to cook, and Mama Tex loves to cook too. So we're always on the hunt for great products to improve our kitchen setup. So I had already been looking at the Maiden Cookware, and like serendipity works, they reached out to work together, so I jumped at the opportunity. Maiden designs professional quality products for the home cook, and they also partner with multi-generational factories and artisans to bring you all a curated collection of materials and shapes that you need in the kitchen. And so for today's chili con carne, we're using the Maiden stainless collection. These Maiden stainless clad pans are crafted in Italy and used by professional chefs in the world's best kitchens. And look, friends, these pans are amazing quality. Maiden's 5-ply stainless steel material is what sets it apart from other pans out there. The 5 layers allow for superior superior heat retention, even heating, and ease of heat control. The handles are also designed to stay cool on the stovetop. Plus, all of Maiden's stainless clad cookware can go from the stovetop to the oven with ease up to 800 degrees. That's important for the cooking we do on this channel. Y'all can check out the stainless collection of Maiden's other cookware by using the link in my description to save on your order. All right. Let's get back into the chile con carne. Vámonos. Chili sauce looks beautiful. Look at that. Just gorgeous color. We're ready to start browning our meat, so that is next. And I'm going to use a bigger Maiden stainless steel pan to brown my meat. You don't want to crowd all your meat in together at one time. I need a little bit of room, so I'm probably going to do 2 batches because I want that meat to get nice and brown. All right, friends, we have our pan smoking hot now. We're going to go ahead and add some of this beef. We want to brown this meat, get it nice and seared. That's about half. You want to make sure your pan's nice and hot because the meat's going to sweat out some of that water, and you don't want it to just boil. You want it to brown. The meat tends to swell up when it starts to cook with the heat, and then it's going to shrink back down. Let's let it set a minute so we can get some nice brown Maillard reaction in there. And it doesn't have to be 100% browned and perfect. You're going to have a little fond down here, and we're going to add a little bit of liquid to that just to loosen that up here in a little bit. All right, this meat is nice and brown just the way I want it. So I'm going to put this meat into the other little pan that we're going to finish it off in. Remember some of that water that we boiled the chili in? We're going to add a little bit of that in here. We want to loosen up all that delicious yummies on the bottom. We're going to add that into our little pan over here. If you don't have a big enough pan to do big batches, you can always do a couple of batches. It's quite all right. Here is round 2. I love that sizzling sound. It's just music to my ears. Now to this second batch, we're also going to add some onions. This is another 1/4 of the onion. I love the flavor that onion brings to the table here. So we want to get that onion sauteed with the meat a little bit. It's going to add some really nice flavor when it gets translucent and soft. Ah, it smells good already. Oof. Man, oh man. All right, friends, we have it all nicely browned up. It's time to put it all into my other little pan here. All right, so we have all of our meat in here. To this, we're gonna add our chili sauce. Friends, it's not an exact measurement. Your pan might be a little different, might be shaped a little bit different than mine, but we do have 2 pounds of meat. We're gonna add all this sauce in here, just like that. We're waiting for this to start simmering. It's starting to simmer right now. We're gonna add 2 bay leaves. Here's 1 and 2. And remember, we're gonna use a teaspoon of Mexican oregano. One of the things you wanna do is kind of give it a little crush. It brings out the flavor even more. I'm gonna cut this tomato in half just like this. Use my cheese grater and get that in here. All we want is the tomato pulp. That's 1 Roma tomato. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of tomato sauce. This is not an exact measurement, friends. Things are always to preference. Always try to remember that when it comes to cooking. This is gonna be about 2 tablespoons, more or less. Let's give it a little stir. We're gonna put a lid on it and let the heat and the pan do its magic. There we go. All right, my friends, our chile colorado, AKA chili, AKA carne, AKA carne con papas.
It's not carne con papas.
All right, it's not carne con papas. It's chile con carne. Chile con carne has been simmering for 45 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and check it. It's been simmering for a pretty good while now. Look at that beautiful, beautiful color. I'm gonna give it a little stir. The gravy looks gorgeous. We didn't even have to add flour or anything to it. Right now is when you would really need to taste it for salt. So I'm gonna take a little taste test. Flavor's amazing. The aroma is intoxicating. It's fantastic, but it needs a little shake of salt. At first, we had a lot more liquid in here. That's not when you check for salt. You check for salt after it's cooked down. Then that liquid and the water evaporate, and then that salt is gonna get more concentrated. That's why you always check for salt right at the very end when you're almost done. We'll be back in 10 minutes to give our chile colorado a taste and see how it turned out. All right, friends, our chile colorado is ready. I know it's done. Man, look at that. That looks amazing. That is beautiful, just gorgeous. Sorry, friends, I know you're salivating over there and I'm the one enjoying it, but trust me, if you follow this recipe, you'll enjoy it as much as I do. All right, so let's get some into our little dish over here. I'm gonna pour me a nice helping here. I'm gonna get a little extra gravy because I love that gravy. It's always super delicious. Look at that, that's just so nice. pure deliciousness. It's time for the taste test. I'm excited to try this. It looks beautiful. Just look at that gorgeous color. Yo, man. Oh, man. Instant hit of flavor. Wow, that gravy turned out so good. That little sauce, look at that. It cooked down, thickened up. Incredible. Man, that's so good. That sauce, that gravy, it's just amazing. Some of that gravy on the rice. Oh, baby. But you guys know what I always say, right? Everything's better in a tortilla. So for this, we're gonna get our Mexican spoon out and we're gonna scoop some of this up right here just like this. Gravy and all. Ooh-wee. A little bit of green salsa to go with this. Oh, baby, look at that. Good, good, good. I'm just gonna tell y'all today, this chile colorado, this chile con carne is fantastic. It's super delicious. It has everything that you want in a dish like this. I hope you enjoyed it. Friends, if you did, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in our American Pitmaster rubs, you can go to pitmaster.us. If you want to up your barbecue game, go to pitmasterclass.us. Hope to see you at the next one. Keep the smoke light, make it work, and boom!